Oh, I think this is my cue. Hello, everyone. Very glad to have you all joining us today. So I am Sigrun Habermann. I'm head of the library services at the UN Geneva Library and Archives. And I'm very happy to welcome you to the 5th session now in our Quick Start series, actually today. And the one today is on ebooks for diplomats particularly. And we're bringing you knowledge at your fingertips. So Quick Starts is a really simple concept, just like it says. It's all about quick connections. It connects you in just 30 minutes to information, but also to data that you can then use online and for free. That's the point. It connects you to some of the highlights, but also to some treasures that are part of your library and archives collections. And it also connects you to the people that are behind that online offer, the people that actually make it work for you. So just an admin message here. Let me first of all say that this is a recorded session and you'll be able to find it online on the website of the Knowledge and Learning Commons as soon as this afternoon. So libraries today, they're really there to help and guide you through this multitude of information. I mean, sometimes we call it information overload. I like to call it more an information explosion, because actually what happened is that information is anywhere and everywhere in different formats, being in physical formats, different types of electronic, digital, online formats. And so for libraries, we try to prepare these information resources that are available somewhere in this universe in such a way that you can more quickly find exactly what you need. And this is really our mandate, and particularly our mandate at the United Nations today is whether you need the latest news today on the situation in Sudan in Arabic, or if you need something on the French pension reform in Spanish, or an article on peacekeeping missions, or if you need the latest speeches at the latest COP sessions, for example. This is what we do as a library. We buy subscriptions to thousands of articles, to ebooks, to databases. And then here at the United Nations, we buy them mainly to cover the current issues. So it's in international relations, of course, politics, in law, particularly also in international law, of course, economics, environment, climate change. Really, our collection goes across all the main topics that are covered by the United Nations in its work. And what we're focusing on is really what the UN does in Geneva. So we buy all these resources, or we gain access to them. This is what we find out in the back. And then we package them. We package these information resources in online products so that you can then more easily find the right information. And especially, you can save some time. You should be able to save time through us to find those things more quickly. And that's why the Quick Start series was really designed to show you some of these packages that help you work more efficiently as well. And now let me move on to the people behind that. So the people today that present the Quick Starts, they are just like all the others, constantly working on maintaining and improving these products, these online packages. So let me introduce you the two colleagues that prepared today's Quick Start session on the ebooks, Amanda Howland and Andrew Tate. Let me start with Andrew. He's got his hand up, thank you. So Andrew has been with our library now for more than 2 years, I think 3 years almost. He's a young professional. You will not hear him speak today, but he'll communicate with you on the chat, and maybe in the question and answer session at the end, he might also actually be taking the mic as well. So before he joined us at the UN, he worked in knowledge management, in data wrangling, and in training as well with local and state governments, but also in the corporate legal environment. So he had a really important background for us. He's now our electronic resources librarian, and one of his tasks is to put ebook packages in place and actually making them accessible. Amanda will be giving the presentation on the ebooks, and she has a background in international relations, but also in art history. She actually worked on and with museums, and that gives me a great lead to invite you to visit the UN Museum, which is located in the library building and which we're managing. It has an excellent, really excellent exhibition on the history of multilateral work in Geneva. And if you are a diplomat or new diplomat here, this is really the place that you can see to get in like a summarized way, a really good overview of what Geneva has been doing in the multilateral field What are the achievements? What are the challenges through time for the last more than 100 years now? So it would be great to see you there as well. So Amanda, today she works with us as a reference librarian. So that is library speak for a person that answers your questions. So she receives your requests for information, either online through our virtual service desk or in person when she's in a reading room. And then she works in the background on getting you that online article or that document or that book or the series of books that have the answers to your question. And then she'll send it to you directly. And this is where we come back to the topic of our presentation today. Amanda will now present you how to directly access ebooks online through your library. Voila. And so with that, I'm now going to hand over to Amanda for her presentation, and I'll just speak to you afterwards for the Q&A again. Amanda, over to you.
Thank you, Sigrun. And welcome to everyone joining us today. We're going to start this session with a little warm-up, a quick poll. So you can join the poll by clicking on that QR code that you see on your screen, or you can go to the website menti.com and enter the code 67266437. You see that all in your screen. So please click over to Menti, and we'll take a look there now at the questions that we've got. So first of all, how are you feeling today? Oh, I've had better days. Sorry to hear that. I hope that this presentation turns your day around. Glad to see that we've got a couple of people feeling very well and quite all right. So, all right, we see the results coming in. Let's take it over to the next question. Do you have a library account with us? Here, I'm interested in learning about this. Yes. Okay. Yes. Not yet. Okay. So I'm glad that we've reached some of you, and we see that we still have work to do. So hopefully you'll be signing up for a library account with us after the presentation. Have you ever read an ebook through our library? And here we get to the heart of today's talk. Unfortunately not, of course. Well, I'm glad that we've got at least one of you out there. So we've got some work to do, and that's why we're here. So let's get started. I'm just going to put up the presentation here. Thanks for the poll to my colleagues. And let's take a look. So at this quick start today, we've got 3 main learning objectives. And I'd like to just say that while this session is dedicated to diplomats and ebook access for diplomats, all are welcome today. So please, if you're staff, you can also learn about how other options you have to access our ebooks. And if you're joining us from somewhere else in the world, we've also got lots of open access ebook options for you. So I hope that you enjoy this presentation as well. So first of all, our learning objectives for today. Most importantly, we're going to learn how to find ebooks available via the library websites. We'll use the page dedicated to diplomats as a jumping off point to look at our catalog global search, and also to look at our ebook guide that's available on our e-resources list. Second of all, we'll work on understanding how you can use our different ebook platforms. So you see some of them listed there. And third of all, we're going to get you working on next steps so you can start reading. So just some basics about the library. I hope that you're all familiar with the library and that you have already visited us in the B building of the Palais. But if not, please don't wait, come. We are going to have, there's a perfect opportunity for you to come on May 9th. That's when we're going to be having a hands-on session starting at 12:30. That's a follow-up from these quick starts. So there you'll be able to speak to different librarians about the sessions that you've seen over the past couple of weeks, including this one, and work with us to have all of your questions answered. And in the case of the ebooks, for us to help you get started reading there on your devices. So just in general, the library is open from Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 5:30. We've got helpful staff, super multilingual print collections that you can consult and even borrow. And that's in a range of materials from newspapers to journals to popular nonfiction, academic books, and more. But at the same time, the library's been investing resources in our online collections, including our ebooks, so that you've got knowledge at your fingertips no matter where you are. We know that you can't always make it into the library, so we're working to give you the flexibility to be able to do your research when and where you can. So you see there on the slide the link to the library's homepage, and you can find more information about us there. So now, to get over to our first learning objective, where can you find our online books? So first off, I'll take you to our dedicated resource page for diplomats. On that page, you'll see all of the information that you need to be able to access the Librarian Archives key materials. We will use that page as a jumping off point to look at the library's catalog global search, and then also to look at our eBooks guide, which is the third place you'll be able to find our online books. So here you see a screenshot of that page that's dedicated to diplomats. And I would just like to draw your attention to some key features on this page. So on the screen at the top right, you see this blue arrow, and that is pointing to the embedded search bar to global search the library's catalog. So just by going to this page, you can type in that bar what you're looking for, and it will link you over to the catalog to see the results. Second of all, on this page, what's important to see is this link to our ebook collection. That's that white arrow in the bottom right corner. Clicking there, you'll be taken to our dedicated page on ebooks, which will show you the different collections we have, show you how to find them in the catalog, how to download the necessary software to download the books, and more. Next, over on the left of the screen at the bottom, you see this link to be able to request a personal ebooks login. So that's very important. There's a lot of rich material on this page. I'll just click over to the page for you to be able to see some of the features there, including being able to request a library account, including a link to be able to ask us any questions that you have, and even here, a link to the Knowledge and Learning Commons so that you can access these recordings afterwards. So, and staff, just a note to you, we've also got a dedicated page to staff. That's libraryresources.unog.ch/staff. So please feel free to contact us as well. We can show you that page. So now we're going to take a quick look at global search. The search bar you saw on the Diplomats page, as well as the search bar that you'll see on our library homepage, brings you over to our catalog. The catalog is where you can find the resources that the library has in print and online, including our ebooks. Global search is available from anywhere, anytime. You don't need a library account to access the catalog, but if you do have an account, you have additional functionality. I will say that my colleague Carla did a great presentation on global search just a couple of weeks ago. I have a link to that presentation up on the slide, and you'll find that on the Commons website as well. So the catalog is the most effective way of searching through our vast selection of ebooks. You can search by title, by author, by keyword, or a combination of different information. And we see here in the screenshot on the page that there's a search there for United Nations. And you can see that there were more than 600,000 results in different formats, different types of materials. And then you see that on the left-hand side of the screen, you've got some different options to be able to filter those results and zero in on what you're looking for. So in the case of ebooks, what's going to be important for you is to click on that electronic collections box, to click on the books, and then you can apply the filters. So that will help you get down to what you're looking for. And I just show you how that looks in our catalog. Here we see we've got our different active filters. And once we've got a list of results, we can click on the results that we have there. For example, Reforming the United Nations. And when you click on the title, it will open the record and you'll see available online and the link to be able to access that book online. While we're here, I'd like to also show you this filter that we have for open access materials. This is going to give you results that are going to be accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world at any time. So that's the way you can use our catalog to look for open access ebooks. Now, the second way, or the third way actually, we can find our ebooks is in our dedicated ebooks guide. So you can get to that page from the page for diplomats or through this user-friendly URL. And on this page, you're going to be able to discover everything that you need to know about accessing ebooks. So you'll see here on the screenshot at the top, we've got an explanation, the one that I just took you through in terms of how to find ebooks in our catalog. You'll also be able to request personal credentials so that you can access ebooks offsite. And there's a lot more information there, including how to be able to access the different ebook collections. So if we just take a quick look at this page, you'll see here everything that you need to know on ebooks is on this page. And while we're here, I just would like to highlight to you that for those of you searching for open access options, anytime you see this orange open lock next to one of these collections, it means that it's open access. So those will be available to anyone, anywhere in the world at any time. Here you see our list of collections. It's a really rich list of collections. So I encourage you to explore this page as well. So now our second learning objective is how to access these ebooks. Now that we know where to find them, how do we actually get to the content and to be able to see what's there? So the most important thing for you to remember is that when you are at the Palais des Nations, when you're here on campus, on site, whether you are in the library, whether you're in conference room 20, whether you're at Bar Serpent, or even out in the park, actually, when you're connected to the UNOG public Wi-Fi, you have online access to all of our ebook content, regardless of platform. So you can also access many of our ebooks when you're offsite. So we're going to help you learn how, and you see on this slide some different options that are available to you depending on the collection that you're trying to access. So we're going to take a quick look today at some of these collections that we have available through the library. And I'm going to start with Brill, Elgar, and Oxford. These are three publishers that offer great academic content in a range of subject areas that UN Geneva is working on, from law, development, human rights, economics, multilateralism, and more. When you're on site, of course, you have access to all of this content, and you can download in PDF format what you need, what you'd like to access offsite so that you can access it there as well. These collections are really great, and I encourage you to explore them. You'll see here, I'm just going to pull up a couple of highlights. We've got, for example, Elgar. Here's a title you see, Economics of Climate Resilient Development. Brill, we've got here The Rights of the Child. So voila, just a quick taste there of the different things that you can access through those websites. So here, next, we're going to take a look at EBSCOhost Ebooks. So EBSCOhost is where you can get a personal account. You can get login credentials. I showed you the link to request those. That's available on the Diplomats page and on the ebook resource guide. When you're on site, of course, you have complete access, but your personal credentials are going to let you access content off-site as well, and also be able to borrow this content on an ebook loan. And here I would encourage you to come again to our workshop on May 9th, because if you come with your device, whether it's your laptop or your iPad, your phone, we can help you install software that you'll need in order to be able to do ebook loans and get you set up to work directly on your devices. Then we have ProQuest eBook Central. This has a really great range of materials available to you. And when you're on site, you can access all of it. You're also able, when you're on site, to download a selection of materials, a selection of pages, so that you can access that offsite as well. And here, I don't know how many of you are aware, the library also offers you access to audiobooks. And so through our ebook resource guide, you're going to discover this collection of EBSCOhost audiobooks that you can also access through the library. And you'll see that that ebook collections page really gives you, there are treasures there for you to take a look at. Not only these online, these open access databases, here we see the EBSCOhost audiobooks, but also other treasures like the UN Library, where you're going to be able to find thousands of UN publications that are available online. So, and just before we get to this, the third learning objective, how to get you started reading, I just would like to highlight here for staff who are joining us that they also have additional options to access ebooks through their Open Athens accounts. And I would really encourage staff to contact the library to learn more about that. So finally, wrapping up here, our third learning objective is how you can get started reading. So first and foremost is to get yourself a library account. So here we see the link to the page for diplomats. Again, that's really where you can find everything, including a link to get your library account. So the library account is going to allow you to pin your favorites in the catalog so that you can access them easily when you're on site to download what you need. Your library account is also going to let you borrow print resources if you'd like to borrow print resources. It's also going to let you request an interlibrary loan if you would like an interlibrary loan for resources that we don't have in our collections. Second of all, if you don't have an EBSCOhost ebook account yet, you will find the link to request that on the Diplomat page or on our ebook resource guide. We will get you your personal credentials so you can access those EBSCOhost ebooks and audiobooks when you're offsite and offline. Third, you have the option of asking for a personal session with a librarian. So there is the link to the Ask page, which is also available through all the different pages I highlighted today. Just write to us. You can either ask us whatever question you have, or actually request to meet with a librarian in a personal session. And finally, again, our Quick Start workshop on May 9th. Please come. We're here to serve you, and we can talk to you about ebooks or any of the other Quick Start sessions or any of other services and resources that the Library and Archives have. So as a final point, thank you for joining us today. And I would just like to encourage you to share your suggestions with us, both for resources that you'd like to be able to access online and more generally as well. We know that you're the subject matter experts. We're really here to serve you. And so we'd love to hear from you about what you like with what we're doing and what we can be doing better. So I will stop here and open it up for questions. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, Amanda. This ebooks, I think this is a great opportunity, right, for everyone to be able to get the knowledge that they need in their professional lives, quite quickly, and like we said, at their fingertips. It's at their fingertips. So really hoping that that you will be able to use it. Let's go to the questions. I have some that have come in through chat or on the Q&A as well. One basic one that I think you've replied to, maybe we can show the link again, is how do we create an account on the site? So I'm assuming this means a library account.
Sure, yeah. So when you want to create a library account, let's see if I can just put that link in the chat from the page for diplomats, or from any of the pages, you'll find the link to be able to request a library account. And you press on that button from the diplomats page. There's a form there. You fill in your information, and a librarian will get back to you with the details of the account that we've set up for you.
Then there's another one that's a bit related to access as well. Is there restricted access if you're not on site or if you're not connected to the UN Geneva public Wi-Fi?
Yes, when you're on site and connected to the UN Geneva public Wi-Fi, you have access to everything. And so that's really your opportunity to, for the EBSCOhost, you can also get access when you're off-site and offline. So that's great. For other materials, you really want to take advantage of the time that you are on site to be able to download the materials in easy access PDF format, and you'll be able to access that material offsite as well.
Another one about access, it's about EBSCOhost login credentials. Do they actually expire?
Yes, there is an expiration that is set with those credentials. Generally, they're tied to the expiration date of your library account. But if you're having any kind of access issues or you think your credentials have expired, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can troubleshoot really quickly and get your access up and running again if you're having problems.
Does that also happen when I'm outside of Switzerland? How can I use ebook credentials outside of Switzerland is another question.
Your ebook credentials will work when you're outside of Switzerland. Yes.
Voila, they'll work anyway. And then it's more about the ebooks and about how to use them. Can I borrow different ebooks at the same time? Or is it just one at a time?
Yes, you can borrow different ebooks at the same time. That is possible. And for those of you who are interested in that, I really encourage you to come. If you can't make it on May 9th, come anytime. The librarians are here Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. We can always help you and show you how you can do that.
Can I then also share those ebooks with people?
So there are certain restrictions that we have on sharing resources. You'll find more information about that in our ebooks guide and on the library page. If it's a PDF, of course, that's very easy to share with your colleagues, and limited sharing of resources for those who have access to the library is okay. But you'll find more information on our site, but you cannot be posting that information, distributing it by email. That's unfortunately there are rules that the publishers have us adhere to, and we ask all of our users to respect those as well.
I think that also applies to friends or family, right? To getting access to ebooks.
Well, at the library, the great thing about the library is the library can be accessed. There is public access to the library with when you write to us and you request to come into the library does receive researchers and is open to the public upon approval. And when you're on site or when your friends or family, if they're on site in the library, they'll be able to access the ebooks while they're here.
Okay, so I think this is going to be the last one there. If I'm not a diplomat, and we mentioned that a couple of times, if you're staff or from the outside, will I be able to access these resources, and how do I know if a book is restricted to diplomats only?
So there are no books that are restricted to diplomats only. And anyone, when they come on site to the Palais des Nations, has access to all of the library's ebooks. If you are connecting from somewhere else in the world and you don't have a library account, you will be limited to our open access content.
Okay, so I think those are the main ones. For how long can I borrow an ebook? I think it all depends on the licensing agreement for the particular book, the particular publisher that puts that up. And I think everything else we've kind of covered. So let's finish up this Q&A session. Thank you so much for all your questions there. I think they were really also enlightening and kind of broadening up a little bit this more technical presentation on the ebooks. Really hoping you all get to have access to it. Don't hesitate. First of all, now I want to thank Amanda and I want to thank Andrew for the presentation. And of course, I also want to thank all the team of the Knowledge and Learning Commons, all the people that are behind there. They helped set it up and they invited us all to this and made it possible. And just to remind you again that this quick start was now recorded, right? So you will have access to it this afternoon. You should have access to it on the Commons website. Thank you to all of those who participated today. And I'm really looking forward to also to people that will be downloading it from our YouTube channel as well. So as we continuously strive really to improve our products and our services as well, we want to make sure that the quick starts also really speak to your needs. So it would be really great if you could fill in the very short survey. Not a lot of people have done it before from the participants. If today you have time, 2 minutes, it would just really be great for us so that we can ensure to keep improving the series, because there are a lot of more things that we could add to it, more products, packages that we work on for you. And we would like to make sure that they really suit your needs. And so finally, I also like to share this invitation again with you that Amanda already mentioned. It's a really extra special for everyone. It's on the 9th of May. It's on the day that we have an introduction to UN Geneva for new diplomats to UNOC. So for some of those who are watching us today, they might actually be at this workshop. And then around lunchtime, we'll wrap up all our quick start sessions right there in the library events room. All the quick start sessions that were there from the beginning on the library, but also on the archives sessions. And so this will be somehow a workshop, or I like to call it a knowledge fair, actually, in the library events room. And we'll be there with our experts. All of them will be there, be able to answer your individual questions on the products, but also on anything else. And of course, this is also where you can get your library badge. So you can get your account very quickly, because we'll be right there to help you with that. I'll be there, of course, as well. And I would really I am looking forward to seeing you there. So I'm really hoping this is going to work for you on the 9th of May in person. And otherwise, please remember, you can also always reach us online. Thank you all so much, and hope you enjoyed yourself and that you learned something. And see you again soon. Bye-bye.